Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check the videos out, and thank you for all of your continued support throughout 2021. I hope everybody has a happy new year, and I'm sure many of us are looking forward to what 2022 is going to bring when it comes to gaming, specifically on PlayStation. But today we have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and discuss. So before we dive into it, make sure you hit the like button to help the video out and show your support. And if you are new here to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. The first topic talks about a high-end RPG remake for PS5 that is in production at a Japanese studio. So this is reading from Push Square, where they say a Japanese studio which has operated as an outsourcing outfit for franchises such as Final Fantasy and Persona is hiring for a high-end RPG remake for PlayStation 5. The name of the project is being kept private for now, and it's almost certain it's collaborating with a major publisher, although it obviously hasn't disclosed which one. Mutan Insight is looking to fill a number of positions, including a 3D art director, a 3D background designer, and a 2D character designer. Obviously, there's very little substance to this story beyond the headline, as it could be virtually anything. Nevertheless, there will no doubt be a section of the PlayStation fanbase that is intrigued by the existence of an unannounced RPG remake. And so this is what I want to ask you guys right now. What do you think this could be? I'm not even going to attempt to guess at what this PlayStation 5 RPG remake could be, because I want to leave that up to you. I'm sure that there are quite a few games that are, popping in your mind right now. So be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know about this. I find this pretty interesting that we're just casually learning about a high-end RPG remake for PS5 that's in development. I'm sure that whatever this is, it's going to be quite a while until it releases, and we don't even know if we're going to learn about what this game is by the end of next year, right? I mean, there is a decent chance that this game could be announced next year, but as of right now, this is pretty much all we know. We know that it exists and it's being worked on, and it will be a PlayStation 5 exclusive to, some extent. So yeah, again, leave your thoughts down in the comments below and let me know what you think about that. This next topic we're talking about is a very unexpected one, I have to admit. We are talking about a PlayStation 5 exclusive Men in Black game. Now, I want to let you know right off the bat that we have no idea if there's any truth to this, but the reason why I did want to cover this, even though the information we're about to go over comes from 4chan, is because this actually popped up earlier this year, around the time that Sony was getting ready to hold their September PlayStation Showcase. There was a rumor floating around that Sony Bend, which is a very unexpected studio to be making this type of game, especially because we learned officially that they are working on a new IP, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't be working on multiple projects. Apparently they're making a PlayStation 5 exclusive Men in Black game, and this was something that was floating around briefly, and so I'm going to read this excerpt from Game Rant, where they say earlier today, and this was posted on September 8th, 2021, a Twitter account called Okami Games, which specializes in gaming news and rumors, tweeted a screenshot of a gaming listing off of the EB Games website. In it, there is a concept image for a Men in Black PS5 game. The bottom left corner of the Men in Black game cover image also shows the logo for Bend Studio, the company responsible for Days Gone and Uncharted Golden Abyss. Currently, there is no word from Bend Studio about whether or not this leak is true. And so some people were thinking maybe this is a title that will be announced during the September showcase, which we know now that wasn't the case. And so I think most of us just kind of looked at this and were like, yeah, this was obviously made up. This was obviously fake. But then we have an interesting post courtesy of 4chan. Now, it's 4chan, so you have to take it for what it is. This doesn't give it any more credibility, but it's just interesting to me that it's popping up again. Like, I just don't think that this is something somebody would want to go out of their way to make up, because I'm not saying it's not exciting, but it's not anywhere near the most exciting thing that somebody could say and make up, right? A Men in Black game, I just don't think that that's something somebody would make up. I could be wrong. But anyway, 4chan says, and this comes from an anonymous source who says that they can't reveal, you know, where they're getting this info, but apparently this Men in Black game, if it's real, is going to be open world. You're going to progress through agent ranks like a leveling system. Different backgrounds give a different starting stats and abilities. So the background of a cop gives a more physical character, background of a chef gives better buff items, etc. There's a weapon upgrade system. The starting gun is the cricket. You are free to neuralize random civilians who might see you in the course of your missions, but you're encouraged to do it covertly, and if you abuse the mechanic too much, you'll be penalized. One of the penalties is a demotion in agent rank. There's a day-night cycle. Aliens are more active at night. Not all of them are hostile. And so there's just a bunch of information about this game that apparently Sony Bend is making, and I don't know if I believe this. I mean, I don't really know what to think of it. I saw people talking about it. I saw a few people covering it, and I thought that, you know, I should at least let you guys know that there was this random rumor that popped up out of nowhere in September that sounded pretty ridiculous at the time. Sony Bend is making a PlayStation 5 exclusive Men in Black game. And here we are many months later with a random 4chan post from an anonymous source that, if I had to guess, this would clearly be somebody who is involved with the development of the game, because these are some very detailed chunks of information that we're receiving here. And so I really don't know exactly what to make of this. There's really two sides to it. There's the side that immediately says, this is nonsense, this is made up, this is fake, but I kind of lean towards the other side a little bit as well, because again, this just doesn't seem like something that you would want to make up. If you were going to go make up a rumor on 4chan about a PS5 exclusive, a Men in Black title just really doesn't seem like the first thing that you would go to for attention, right? If anything, I think that this would do the opposite and not get much attention, because it just seems so random. It's like one of these situations where it's like, it's so random and bizarre that maybe it's true. But there's one other aspect to this that I do want to mention, and this is where I'm going to end this topic, and who knows if we'll ever talk about it again. But we know that Sony Bend officially announced they're working on a new AAA IP, and we found out that they're not making Days Gone 2, and they're in the process of hiring for a bunch of open positions for this new AAA IP. So what this tells you is that this game is pretty far out, right? Like, I think we can all agree that the soonest we'll probably get this game is maybe like 2024, possibly not even until 2025. I guess I just have to ask myself if Sony is expecting to get something else out of Bend Studio in between, right? We know that Bend Studio wanted to make Days Gone 2. Sony rejected the pitch for that, and there was some kind of, you know, turmoil there between Bend Studio and Sony, and they seem to have worked that out and smoothed it over and, you know, greenlit a new IP for them. But maybe, you know, maybe they are working on a second game here that they hope to get out in between, you know, the release of Days Gone, which was 2019, and the release of their new IP, which will, you know, undoubtedly take many, many years to develop. So I don't know, guys. You know, I will just leave it to you. You can let me know if you think that there's any truth to this, and you can let me know if this is something you would actually want. But for now, I would just, you know, not really assume this is true until we maybe get more evidence that it's a real thing that exists. But I just thought it was interesting and, you know, worth talking about. And, you know, I guess we'll find out eventually if this is real or not. But we're going to close out this video briefly talking about Final Fantasy. This is reading from WCCF Tech, where they say the Final Fantasy VII Remake world will continue to expand in 2022, according to producer Yoshinori Kitase. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. Speaking with 4Gamer as part of the usual end-of-year interviews, he mentioned that the world of Final Fantasy VII, which was restarted with the remake, will continue to expand in 2022. What this expansion entails is not clear, but it's likely we will either hear more about the second part of the remake or learn if there is a new DLC or expansion that we will end up getting, similar to what we got with Intermission. So, you know, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is what's being said about the world of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I know that many of you are big fans of this game. Many of you still want me to play it, and I'm sure that at some point I will get around to it. But I think that, this is obviously a clear tease that, as the article states, we're either going to get the announcement of Part 2, which, getting the announcement of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 in 2022 would make sense. I think that we're far enough out that that's certainly a possibility, and I think maybe even some people are expecting that. But I could also see us getting a new DLC expansion of some sort as well. I'm not sure what fans would prefer. If I had to assume, I think fans would prefer the announcement of Part 2 over another expansion, but you'll have to let me know about that down in the comment section below. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. Final video of 2021. It's been a crazy year, and again, I appreciate all the support you guys have shown throughout the year. I hope that we can continue to, do even bigger and better things throughout 2022. So leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.